Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the DC Frenchman Show. I have a monkey to get off of my shoulder here tonight. I have a few monkeys here to get off of my shoulders tonight. Tonight, we're here again tonight on the DC Frenchman Show with one of my series that I'm going to start calling My Interactions with the Hollywood Stars and Elites. I have 3 stars that I'm going to give you that I rub shoulders with in my lifetime. And if you hadn't seen the episode yesterday, you'll see the 3 that I gave you yesterday. I gave you a special 4 though. But tonight, the episode is going to start off with somebody that the news is talking about and got the press been just talking about this person tremendously. I think he's ready to serve some time for having something to do with Tupac's demise, allegedly. Him and Keefe D, allegedly. But you'll have to watch the episodes on YouTube and see what's going on with those cases right there. But my thing is got to do with P. Diddy too, and this is about his group called Making the Band, the time that I brushed shoulders with the band and the band members. Okay, as I remember, it was back in the 90s, the early 90s. This is a lot of light in my eyes too, folks. I don't know, I might have to cut some of this light out my eyes. Now I'm gonna have to pull my hat down, so yeah, I pulled my hat down a little bit. Because the light, I got light behind my camera and oh my God. But back in the 90s, I used to work for me and my buddy. We used to build these Jamaican restaurants here in Washington, D.C. called the Tropicana restaurants. It had all sorts of Jamaican foods and stuff like that. The Tropicana restaurant, his name was Kerry Newman. He's passed away now. I think he passed away in a swimming pool in Jamaica in one of his houses or something, but that was my best friend in high school up here in Washington, D.C., Kerry Newman. But I was working at the restaurant, working for the restaurant, building the restaurants here in D.C., and doing everything for the franchise. But one day in the 90s, one summer, I heard P. Diddy was in town, but I didn't really know. I knew they was in town because I seen all the commotions going on at Howard University because it was on Florida Avenue. This restaurant was on Florida Avenue beside Howard University, a Jamaican bar and restaurant called Tropicana. So I'm working, everybody, we smoking outside in the front, me and all the Jamaican guys and stuff like this. And you know me, I look around and see what's going on. I check my surroundings out and see what's going on with my surroundings. So I look and I see a van full of people come up. Boom. The members from Making the Band pops out. First person I see is the light-skinned female named Sarah. And then I see Ness. Me and Ness talked a lot. Okay, those were the first 2 that I met. They were looking for something to eat, some Jamaican food. They was up here doing a shoot or something, if I'm not mistaken. They was doing a shoot. And so they passed by the restaurant and I was like, yeah, they come on in. They got food and all that. They got their Jamaican patties, they plates of food, they curry goat, curry chicken, you know, everything you do in a restaurant, in a Jamaican restaurant. So they was like, where the bud at? Where is the bud? That's what we want to know. So if you all, the members, any of the members from Making the Band, remember coming to Washington, D.C., to a Jamaican spot eating, and we all got in your van and we smoked, I'm the guy, Frenchie from Washington, D.C. that you met. Frenchie is me. Frenchie. But as I was saying, I wanted Sarah. I wanted Sarah, the female singer, rapper in the band. Bambi was the other female, and it was another guy, Chopper City. And I was, they asked me where the bud at, I had bud, my Jamaican buddies had bud, so I wasn't scared to sell it to them. I jumped in the van with them and fired up and let them see. But back then, we didn't have za back then up in D.C. We had Reggie and just regular green, you know, the old things that people used to smoke back in the days, which I don't want to call out on the YouTube channel. Come to D.C., you'll find out, though, because this is a free state now. But we hops in the van. So I made sure when I jumped in that van, I got beside the light-skinned girl, Sarah. And while I was in the van, I was trying to crack on her the whole time, but she wasn't really interested in me. I think she had a husband or something, if I'm not mistaken. All of us was about the same age or whatever, but I got up in the van and we smoked and we talked, and I asked them what P. Diddy it was. They was like, man, we don't know where that nigga at, man. Nobody in that van liked the P. Diddy. I'm going to let y'all know that now. And you all up in the van that was with me, the band members, you all know what you told me. Man, we don't care where that at. We don't give where he is. So I was like, man, forget that. I was trying to get at Sarah. That's all I could think of was Sarah. Yeah, I used to watch that show, though. So that's how I knew who it was when they came that day. But to make a long story short and to sum this story up, it wasn't too much of an interaction, just that they got bud from me and we got in the van and we smoked and had a nice time and talked. Got out the van, they ate at my restaurant, Tropicana's here in D.C., which they still got 2 of them here. You ought to come to D.C. and check them out. There's one on Alabama Avenue out by the Landover Mall, and it's another one on Alabama Avenue. Okay, we smoked, talked, as I said, and chilled, and all right, nice meeting y'all. I'll see you later. I think I got somebody's number, but I didn't, you know, I got a couple of their numbers, matter of fact. I got a couple of their numbers. I don't think I ever called them, though. Yeah, I don't think I ever called them. But I hung out with Making the Band members when they came to Washington, D.C. on a rehearsal. First one. That's the first one. Second story. Boom. This was back in the 80s right here. This story, I don't know if you all remember this group right here, but I used to like to dance and go out and party a lot. Go to the club 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's how I used to be when I was in my younger days. Me and my brother dress up, put on some clothes. We used to love to go out, dance, and hollering at females and stuff. Try to see who could do what. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me keep messing with my finger. I hurt my finger right here. So if you keep seeing me doing my finger like that, it's hurt my finger. But Arrested Development was the group. You remember the song, Mr. Window, yeah, Mr. Window. Arrested Development, everybody. But I was at a club, Tremors. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina back then. Back in the 90s, early 90s too. That song was out, matter of fact. And me and my brother up in there chilling and partying. We turn around, we see some royalty coming up in the club, and who do we see? Arrested Development. Yeah, everyone, Arrested Development pops up into the club. They're around, he had a hat, this funny hat on. What I was looking at was the female with the short cut. All of them was there. Me and my brother, we talked to them too. I even danced with the girl too. I even danced with the dancer. But I liked her pretty much. I don't know what her name was. I looked at her on YouTube and seen her life. She had a long, she's still beautiful. Right now, she's a singer right now, if I'm not mistaken. I had a chance with her, but I turned her down trying to be too cool because she looked like my sister. She was built like my sister Elle. And she moved too much like my sister and everything. She was too much like my sister. But she was a beautiful woman. So if you all ever see the group called Arrested Development, I want you to check them out and check the female out with the shortcut that does all the dancing. She don't only dance, she sings. She's a poet and she's some more things. But I almost had a chance with this female, man. I almost had a chance with her. I blowed it. I freaking blowed it. because she looked like my sister too much. Too much like my sister. Yeah, her hair was blonde. She had a shortcut blonde. Yeah, she was beautiful though. I can't say that. She looked like a African photo from Zimbabwe or something. She was beautiful. Yeah, we partied that night at the Tremors or whatever that nightclub was. On Wake Forest Road, whatever that club was, by a Long Branch Hotel. No, Long Branch Bar and Club. That's what it is now, I think, or something like that. But yeah, I partied with Arrested Development that night. Yep, Arrested Development. That was another group. I'm going to give you a recent one that I've really got close to for my channel and for the DC Frenchman show. I really got close to this interview right here as I could to give you all a picture of her face so y'all could know that I wasn't lying, that I was going to go down here and get close to this. But I hear a lot of people say they don't like her or this or that, she this and she don't do this. I'm just representing her because she's a black woman in my community and she went higher than most of the black women that I see around me are even trying to. Okay, Kamala Harris, the vice president. She was at Howard University for an abortions rights seminar that she had over there recently, which you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see that too. You have to just go through my channel and skim down and see these things. But I didn't get to talk to her or anything because Secret Service was all around the car, raided outside the building, me and my son that day for the report. And she finally came out and I just walked up underneath of the yellow tape through Secret Service and I got my camera as close as I could to her bulletproof limousine Jeep and took a picture of her like this. I was close, maybe like 4 feet away from her. Yeah, maybe 4 feet away from her. And she was like, she looked at me and she smiled and she said, "To me and my son." So the vice president of the United States waved to me and only me, the DC Frenchman, everybody. She waved to me. And if you don't believe me, look on my channel and you'll find it and go back and look at it. It says, Vice President Kamala Harris waves at the DC Frenchman show, on my show. So you'll know I'm telling every story that I tell you is no lie. Kamala Harris, everyone. Kamala Harris. Okay. I'm going to give you one more for tonight. Yeah, one more for tonight. I was just looking at how much time was up there so I could time these videos. So I don't want to make them too long for y'all to lose interest in them and stuff. But I have one more back in the day. This was back in the 70s though, y'all. Yeah, this was back in the 70s at my high school. And if anyone remember the movie, and I want you all to look this movie up and I want you all to watch this movie. I'm giving this movie a plug because I was in it as an extra. You have to look around. I was a kid though. I was like 16. I was 16 or 17, one of those ages. And they needed some extras at the Florida Avenue Grill on Florida Avenue. It was called a DC Cabs and Mr. T. I met Mr. T, everybody. Yep, Mr. T. Not only Mr. T, I met Mr. T and all his brothers. He had brothers too that was big with all the chains on. He had like 3 brothers that was following around the city to different locations and stuff like that to shoot on this DC Cabs movie. But in the movie, he had people outside like walking up and down the sidewalk when he threw somebody out of the tavern window. He threw one of the drivers out of the window. So watch that movie DC Cabs with Mr. T in it. I met Mr. T, shook his hands. Not only Mr. T that day, I met Friday the 13th cast. I met the people from the first Friday the 13th because they used some of the cast members from Friday the 13th in DC Cavs. If you look at them two movies, you'll see both of the members. Pardon me, everyone. Let me get a drink. My monkey on my shoulder because he want me to get these stories off of my chest before I pass or something bad happened to me or just my time to go. And I want everybody in the world to document things that happened to Mr. Frenchman in his lifetime. Couldn't make a movie, couldn't be a movie star, so I'm going to let you all know my life was a movie. All right. But as I was saying, who was I talking about? I was talking about Mr. T. I followed Mr. T around the city that day, all the way up to Adams Morgan to another spot. I met the Friday the 13th cast that night and everything, that day, because they let us out of school about 12 o'clock. They said, anybody want to go see that movie, they could walk down because it was at the end of our football field, which the school I went to was Cardozo High School when I was in school. Cardozo High School in Washington, D.C. Yep, I used to be on the swim team, ROTC, and I was a drill sergeant for the ROTC, junior ROTC drill squad. Yes, I did. Okay, everyone, I think that's gonna be it. I got a couple of more people on there. I want to give y'all one more story. I'm gonna give y'all one more story of a female that wanted to talk to me. A singer that wanted to be my girlfriend. I lied to you not, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I used to be in Catholic school. I went to Catholic schools too here in Washington, D.C. before I got kicked out of them because of the females was kept tugging on me and pulling on me and loving me. I don't know what was wrong with them. I think they liked my country accent and I was from the city or something. But this female, I was in Catholic school at St. Anthony's. Yeah, St. Anthony's down on 14th Street Northwest and here in Washington, D.C. And I was in summer school. My father, he always, even if I passed school, my freaking father, Mr. French, Eric Avon Frenchwood, used to, even if I passed school that year, my father would still put me in summer school and make me go to school. And I used to think that was so freaking unfair. I used to try to make me super smart, and I still didn't turn out as stupid smart as I thought I was gonna turn out. Whoa, the monkey just jumped off my shoulder about my dad. But guess what? I'm gonna put it back up here. Put the monkey, I'm gonna sit him on the side of me. Put him on the side, ladies and gentlemen, on the side. But who I met that day in summer school that afternoon was Stacy Lattisaw. If anybody knows Stacy Lattisaw, Stacy Lattisaw. My eyes are a little blurry and stuff because I've been doing what we do here up in D.C., but I have this light back here. Just extra, something extra. I may turn it out a little bit, yeah. I'm gonna turn it out my eyes a little bit. Yeah, I turned my light out a little bit there, guys. But Stacy Lattisaw, y'all. Stacy Lattisaw. I used to study music too in summer school. And my dad used to always make me go back and take math back over for summer school just for the heck of it. But Stacy Lattisaw this day, we were I was down there trying to play the saxophone and I seen this light-skinned kind of chubby girl. She had some pretty hair, pretty long hair. And I think she stayed in Maryland. I just found this out when I got older and did my research on her and knew who she was when she told me who she was. I knew who she was that day, but I didn't really realize who I was talking to till I got old. I was like, damn, that could have been my wife right there. And then this freaking Johnny Gill guy. Hold on, let me tell y'all the whole story. Okay, this day I went downstairs in the school and I heard somebody playing the piano. And when I came downstairs, it was a light-skinned female with Stacy Lattisaw downstairs in the church, bottom of the church in the Catholic school, playing the piano. And I was like, wow, you really know how to play that piano. And I sat beside her on a bench and she started playing the piano and I was listening to her and stuff. And we started talking. She told me my name was Stacy Lattisaw and all this sort of stuff like that. And I was like telling her why I was in summer school that my pops had done put me in just because he wanted me to be smarter and stuff like this. And she was like, no, little girl, shy but talkative, too talkative, meaning she liked it me. And I don't know if I got a telephone number or not or whatever, but I just know I came across Stacy Lattisaw in the basement playing the piano at our school, St. Anthony's, I think it was. Yeah, y'all look it up and see if that Catholic school is there if you want to prove I'm wrong. Make a comment about anything I say. You make comments in my comment rack too. I want you all to make comments and ask me questions about anything I show y'all and ask y'all. This seat is my throne right here. This is my DC Frenchman throne, ain't it? This is my DC Frenchman throne, man? Yes, it is. This is the throne of the DC Frenchman here. So if you see it, you may see me change around from chair to chair in my house. I do stuff like that. But Stacy Lattisaw was cracking on me when we were young, maybe 13, 12 years old. Yeah, it had to be. 14, 15. It was one of these ages. It was a young age like that. And then this freaking Johnny Gill guy came into the picture. Like one, I don't know where he came in the picture. I don't even want to try to even lie to my fans, but a Johnny Gill guy came into the picture. That's all I got to say. But I met Stacy Lattisaw. She liked me. And I'm going to end my session tonight with my brush with the stars and elites and of Hollywood on the DC Frenchman show tonight. And I want y'all to tune in to the show before this one because it was a shooting tonight here on New York Avenue here in Washington, D.C. tonight. And I want y'all to check it out and check out what our commissioner had to say about them bringing in the National Guard. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the DC Frenchman Show. Like, share, and subscribe. Where you get your fresh daily news at and your storytelling from the Frenchman. Yeah, and that's my real hair back there. I cut all my hair off because my dress was down here. And I just cut them and I put them on that back there and made my, what's in my photo out of my real hair. How about that, folks? Tune into the DC Frenchman Show. Like, share, and subscribe.